I will admit, this accurately summed me up because him going down like that in the first quarter scared the shit out of me. But then he returned to the game. It's like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Crisis averted. And so he came back and finished the game and tore that shit up like Texas Terry Labonte, like nothing ever happened. Easily the best Spurs team we've seen since the 2015-16 and 2016-17 seasons back to back. You know, the Livin' La Vida Lab Rats years. The last year with Duncan and the first year without Duncan. So therefore, but this time, unlike those two Spurs teams, can we win the championship this time? Only time will tell. You just never know what's going to happen next.
So quick 5-0 Milwaukee start. Fox inside, scores the first Spurs bucket. Penny one more pass, Castle the up fake. Back out, De'Aaron Fox hits a three.
Very comfortable looking three ball there. Nice ball movement.
Castle brings it over. Champagnie has space, no one guarding Julian Champagnie, and he makes him pay.
A lot tougher when you have to guard a guy with the footwork and the skill and the ability of Giannis.
Castle knocks down the three. Missed it there. Castle in transition, Champagnie quick fire. He's 2 for 2. Keldon Johnson, Luke Cornett, Carter Bryant, De'Aaron Fox. Fox just checked back in for Castle. Here he is. And De'Aaron's having himself a first quarter. He's got 7 points, and Doc Rivers wants to call a timeout. Struggle with injuries. Harper for an option. Turner guarding him. Cornett, the pop-a shot, goes.
Doesn't show us that very often.
Dylan Harper. Inside, kick out. De'Aaron steps in, fakes the pass, pulls up, and hits another.
A little fake pass there.
Sit back out, shot clock at 2. De'Aaron step back, and he swishes over Turner, and he's got 12 first quarter points.
Yeah, I mean, he threatened the basket just enough.
Something different. You know, we race 38 races a year, and only 6 of them are road courses. So anytime you can go and be turning left, when you leave that place knowing that you won the race, there's just a sense of accomplishment that's unlike anywhere else. Crazy how big they are. Wemby's just like a freak of nature. Like I don't even know how to explain it. And Giannis is just jacked, right? Like anytime he wants to go to the hoop, you feel like he can't.
NASCAR superstar to stay with us. Wemby, a double-handed rejection. Castle gives it right back to him. Victor for 3.
How about that? Nice help there by Victor to kind of deter.
Victor again. Off glass. A 15-0 Spurs run. Dylan Harper back in the game. Champagnie to the corner. Keldon catches it and hits it. Up, double him. Kuzma inside, stolen by Keldon, and he saved it. Harper behind the back. Ball, saucy move from Dylan Harper.
A couple easy offensive boards for the Bucks.
Harper inside, Cornett, an easy 2.
98-99 season, we went to Houston and we knew that if we didn't win that game, there were rumblings that Doc was going to take over for Pop. A space there. Victor was sucked into the paint and that allowed Kuzma enough space to get off that 3.
Fox up for Cornett. Big one.
Somebody was hungry. Wow. There's my guy. Right on cue.
Like I said, 5'2", 5'7", McCullough Ave in San Antonio. Asian-inspired chicken sandwiches, and the threes continuing to fall for the Spurs. Wembenyama slowly getting up. Rollins, that's no good. Castle waiting for it at the other end. Castle waits for Turner, got fouled, put it up and in with a stare back on the big man. Iowa, what a story he's become.
Well, he's a pure shooter. I mean, that couldn't shoot any better than that last ball in the corner. Absolutely on the money.
Fox on the
somewhere. I'll leave it alone.
Victor, another 3. 4 tray balls for Victor Wembanyama. Fades away for 3, and he put it down. He can do everything.
Yes, indeed.
Right back to Castle. And now a reset. Castle behind the back, cradling his way past Giannis.
Wow. He just twisted his way around him. Better job. They've gotten a lot more physical with him. Steph Castle has, Keldon Johnson as well. Now Victor back on the floor.
Champagnie for 3, and a foul. Yep.
I'm not doing anything later.
Nope. Zone look defensively by Milwaukee here. Castle trying to penetrate. Cornet facing the other way. Trying to go to work against Green. Shut off. Harper stopping, popping, switching. Largest lead for San Antonio.
Yes.
Letting them pretty much have any air.
Yeah, and Milwaukee's coming off a blowout loss, and so just continue to put it on. And there you go.
There he is.
They're live.
I have no idea. And they just did it right there.
Yeah, well, why wait when you're playing this well?
Victor throws it up to the rookie. My head is taking shots. Spurs with the turnover. Dylan Harper. And then the Bucks signed him. Wemby just waits. Now he fires and hits again.
Season where guys are playing, no need to really put them out there anymore.
Cornet to start the fourth quarter on another offensive rebound. Goal here for this group, Sean, in the fourth quarter.
Finish this game off in style. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Continue to play for 48 minutes.
Dumps it off. Harper falls down, got back over Nance, up and in to go.
That's how bigs are supposed to play right there.
Throwing it back to the 90s and 80s.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Pete Nance.
Why you got to try to play a guards game when you got that kind of size and athleticism?
Olenek right back at Nance in the fourth quarter. Olenek spinning inside, a couple fakes, and he's playing like a big man tonight.
Yes, he is. I'm not mad at him.
Yeah, well, I hate to be that guy, Sean, but guess what? I'm mad at him, and I have been since he picked out his jersey number after he signed with our team. So, therefore, as long as he's on my team, I'm always going to be mad at Olenek for wrongfully taking Patty's number when that shit should be in the fucking rafters at SBC Center where it belongs. And then later, the new downtown arena when all of our banners and retired jerseys and stuff get transferred over there. So therefore, anything to get Olenek off this fucking team if we're gonna make any adjustments to the roster, so that way we can put Mills in the rafters where he belongs. So anyway, continue.
Better shooter. Goodness, could he shoot it?
Spurs bounce back in a big way. They get the dub 119-98. In the fourth matchup between Victor Wembanyama and Giannis Antetokounmpo, Victor is victorious.
You're damn right. The way it should be, back in the starting lineup, slowly coming, getting the minutes restriction lifted, and now fourth place in the MVP race for the regular season award. So therefore, Spurs bounced back in a massive way last night, and they fucking needed that. That's for damn sure. After they've been not looking the same since they gave OKC that Christmas beatdown. So for the next OKC meeting that they had after that, which was a few days ago, which I think was Tuesday when we got thrown out of an Applebee's. OKC gave them their own beatdown, but even if OKC wins the final matchup of the season on February 4th, we still will have the season series victory no matter if we win or lose the next one. So that next OKC game, which will be a game on the Estupido Pendejo network, that one will be for fun in terms of, season series supremacy. So they can't pass us up in the season series. They had plenty of opportunities. So 3 opportunities to get capitalize on it. They failed. I mean, they finally won themselves a game against us and conquered the kryptonite, but they're a little too late, I'm afraid. But anyway, that's neither here or there. Wembanyama with that knee-to-knee contact with Giannis and that health scare that they gave me a heart attack thinking he was going to be not only out the rest of the game but out another 4 games or more, which would make him ineligible for any end of season awards. Scored no points in that first quarter, but after he came back like nothing happened, guess what? He went on to tear quarters 2 through 4 and scored a total of I think at one point he had scored a total of 122 points. I think that's something I can't remember. I know at one point the Jacob and Sean said on the Spurs broadcast he did score 22 points after being scoreless that first quarter, but I can't remember how many points in total he had. So I'll have to look at the Spurs app to find out on the box score. But either way, he tore that shit up like Texas Terry Labonte after coming back out of the locker room from that knee stinger like nothing happened. I mean, unlike the game against Minnesota where we went out to a 19-point lead and couldn't hold on to it, we kept our foot on the gas and left our foot on their throats and, never came up for air and let them back in the game. We kept, playing like we meant it, like we should. When we have a comfortable lead, we didn't relax, didn't get too comfortable or get complacent and get all discombobulated and throw the ball all over the gym. We stayed in it and didn't get, and kept fattening up the lead as much as possible and to make sure the Bucks did not have any answers for us and have a chance to come back get back in the game. So therefore, I'm glad Carter Bryant is doing well in the G League, but I would say keep him there and you take him out of the big boy San Antonio rotation and give those minutes to David Jones Garcia for now until Brian is ready to come back to the San Antonio big boy team full time once he is marinated, developed, and improved and gotten better in the G League. And then maybe in the future, for future reference, we can play both Carter and David together. Jones Garcia and Bryant together in both of the big boy rotation where they both get major minutes. So man, Carter Bryant should be marinating in the G League on a full-time basis without touching the San Antonio roster, while David Jones Garcia should be on the San Antonio roster full-time while Bryant's flip-flop them. Give Jones Garcia Carter's NBA minutes and give Carter, Jones Garcia's NBA minutes because Jones Garcia does not deserve to be rotting in the G League where he could be doing that explosive shit that he's doing in the G League with us in San Antonio. But unfortunately, the Holtz, R.C. Buford, Mitch Johnson, Brian Wright pop in the front office sadly will never learn when it comes to stuff like this, giving the right guys minutes that they deserve or making the right decisions, whether it's that or, disallowing 15, 31, and 8 from ever being used in San Antonio again out of respect for Bonner, Rose, and Mills. That way they could put them in the rafters at SBC Center where they belong and then later transfer them to the new downtown arena in San Antonio when we eventually get to that point and say goodbye to the SBC Center when the time comes. So therefore, that was a fun game we had last night. I had way too much fun with it. I would have done this video last night, but I was way too tired from all that craziness that we endured. So that's why I decided to move it to today after work. So happy Devin Vassell 24th birthday yesterday to mine and Emily's sidekick, Susie Vestera. I will see you guys tomorrow for the rematch against the Timberwolves, which we have to get payback on those sons of bitches. Nothing against you, Lila Anderson, and her mother Mary Vivang Anderson, who came from Timberwolves territory. So I'm pretty sure if they're Timberwolves fans due to being from Minnesota, they probably have to think of me when they play the Spurs, since that's Mark Oliveras' team. Considering Mark Oliveras was a fan of Mary Vivang Anderson's daughter Lila when she appeared on Jeopardy in the teen tournament when I was a senior in high school myself as a teen. So have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Good night. And I'll see you for tomorrow's Spurs game review when we go over the game against the Timberwolves. And please, Jacob and Sean were working last night, no problem. So all I ask for is that they work not just tomorrow night, and on January 31st, when we play the Hornets, which we all know when it's on Prime and any of the team's local channels, either or both, then guess what? I did an experiment last night to see if OKC was blacked out with them being on Amazon Prime and the Thunder feed at the same time, and I went to see if New York was blacked out because New York was on Prime too against Golden State, since NBC, Bay Area and the Houston commentators didn't do those games. Turns out, no, OKC nor New York was blacked out, meaning on January 31st, when the Spurs play the Hornets in Charlotte, we do not have to watch the Amazon Prime version. We can watch the Jacob and Sean version. So, therefore, Emily is planning to watch that game, like she said today at work, but since she sadly doesn't have the Gen Play, she's going to be stuck with the Amazon Prime commentators, but that's okay. That makes us unique in our own way as Spurs fans. fans. I prefer to watch it with Jacob and Sean more than anything, and the Spurs commentators. Well, Emily doesn't seem to care who she watches it with. As long as she gets to watch the Spurs, that's all that matters, considering she gets to watch the Amazon Prime version. We get to watch the same Spurs game in two different ways. Me with the Spurs commentary version, her with the Amazon Prime version. But not only do I hope it works again tomorrow night and on January 31st, as long as it continues to work properly the rest of the season up till game 82 in April of later this year, February, March, in 3 months, when we play the Denver Nuggets in San Antonio in the SBC instead of the season finale. As long as it can work from now all the way until then, that's pretty much all I care about and all I ask for. It's not that hard, so maybe we'll get lucky and Gen Play will redeem himself from the end of last year when he took a shit. We couldn't figure out how to fix it. So that way, this year, this time, when it comes to season's end, it'll continue working properly till the regular season is over, when we transfer over to all nationally televised games of the playoffs. So catch you guys in tomorrow night's video when we go over the said game when we hit the final buzzer of the fourth quarter and put that up on YouTube until we start a new week on Monday, since we have no Spurs game on Sunday. See you later, everyone. And as always, go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs, go!